there when, with your predictions, and you refer to at around 3:57, you request that an urgent call or an urgent message be made in relation to warning communities, as you've referred to it as the mountain at paragraph 59. Were you considering and putting in the potential impact of the wind change into your potential, as you saw it, for the fire?
Not at that stage. I hadn't factored in the wind change at that stage. It was just the actual ferocity and the run of this particular spot fire. And I believe there was no way we were going to stop this particular spot fire. And with the run and the actual wind of 100, basically 100 kilometres an hour wind, it was going to push it straight into King Lake West and take out all of Hume Vale. And I don't believe it was going to be stopped. And I also relayed that to the King Lake National Park Ranger, basically, at round about the same time. So. And
so, just who was that relayed to?
It was relayed to this particular warning was relayed on Channel 61 to VicFire, and I know it's not their job to relay warnings, but I believe they probably had someone in the control room that could have relayed it to the appropriate person to put that warning out.
And the ranger?
Ranger in King Lake National Park, he was going to send me some appliances or slip-ons down to help me at the particular spot fires, but he unfortunately didn't have any to send me at that stage, and I relayed to him that we're in a lot of trouble and we're possibly going to lose the whole mountain. And I gather he knew what I meant by that, and that's the last I had to speak to him about.
And who was that?
Tony Fitzgerald.
And Mr. Williamson, just in relation to VicFire, you referred to it and have stated that it's not normally its role, but I take it you communicated with them because of your sense of urgency about it.
I did. I indicated to them I didn't have any other time this is the only time. It was urgent. It needed to go out as soon as possible, and that was my quickest way at that stage through Channel 61 to get that to them, and hopefully they could get something, because at that stage the fire was well on its way up the mountain.
Could you just explain to us VicFire? What's its, when you speak to them on Channel 61? What's the role of VicFire? What's their function?
Well, their basic role is not command control. Basic role of them is to relay messages and also to turn vehicles out. So they're basically a turnout mechanism for the CFA. And
when we say they, who are they?
It's ESTA, which is based at Tally Ho, and they do all the communications for us on turnouts of vehicles.
Then we may have covered this at 3:59. You refer to being on scene around Jacks Creek Road and Whittlesea Yea Road. And what did you observe then? So spot fire?
Yeah, that was the spot fire that was up the thing, and it was, excuse me, that's spot fire above 660, and the observation was that it was growing extremely rapidly, and there wasn't a great deal we were going to be able to do with it. It had gone from, my arrival of, spot fire, what we'd call a spot fire, not as big as this room, to 4 to 5 hectares in a matter of a few minutes. It was up in the trees and gone.
And at that stage, did you make an observation as best you could in relation to the wind?
Yes, I believe it was still blowing roughly at 100 kilometres an hour. I had no reason to believe it had changed much. It was still blowing very hard from the west.
And you referred to a Melbourne Water slip-on unit becoming available and trying to get into a resident's property.
That's correct. The Melbourne Water unit come down the mountain at about the same time we pulled up at the spot fire, and he made an attempt to get into the residence at 660, but he only actually managed to get in a couple of 100 metres, had to turn around and come out. He feared for his life, so unfortunately that's as best we could do for them.
And then you referred to the rapid progress and the way in which this fire just became so big. Do you have an opinion as to where that fire that you initially observed so small, where it ended up?
Oh, I believe that fire went through the back or the west side to the Kinglake West Township, went around the back of that and probably met up with the fire on the wind change that come through from the Strathewen area up through Kinglake National Park, and probably more than likely would have pushed back up into between Kinglake West and Kinglake Township.